of a boat in Lamu in eastern Kenya. The boat capsized Sunday night due to high waves as it was approaching land. At least 8 of the 40 passengers on board drowned. The death toll is expected to go up, according to the police. Leon Kengoba Dondo was hospitalized in Paris. The Senate leader in the Democratic Republic of Congo was the victim of an aggression Saturday evening at the French capital. He reportedly lost a few teeth in the incident. Government spokesman Lambert Mende called this attack unacceptable and attributed it to supporters of Etienne Tshisekedi. The French ambassador to the DR Congo was summoned on Monday to the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Kinshasa.
The political temperature in Senegal is heating up to some abnormal breaking point. Since President Abdoulaye Wade's winning of his party's candidature in February presidential polls, his rivals have been making noise about the legitimacy of his bid for a third term. Now the debate has been a heated subject in the music scene, with influential rapper Amadi saying President Wade, like any other citizen, should respect the Senegalese constitution. We have details of that story in this report.
24th, Abdoulaye Wade became the candidate of his party for the presidential elections. It is his third mandate, and many do not agree with this. Many people say it is anti-constitutional. That is the opinion of hip-hop artist Didier Awadi. In his latest hit song, he makes fun of the leader known as the Old Man, age 85. He asks him to take a rest and respect the Constitution. We decided together to follow the Constitution. Every citizen is supposed to respect the Constitution, whether he is president or a farmer. But musicians do not all agree, and some believe Wade's candidacy is legitimate. The Constitution of 2001 that limits the number of mandates to 2 was voted on a year after he took office. Therefore, they say, it should not take into account his first mandate. Abdoulaye Wade has done good things for Senegal and the Senegalese and for Africans and for the African diaspora. I think that is very, very important. All eyes are now on the Constitutional Council, which on January 28th will make public the list of candidates for the presidential election. Opposition leaders have already taken a stand on the issue and have promised major demonstrations in the streets of Dakar if the council allows President Abdoulaye Wade to run for a third mandate.
Ivory Coast's post-war reconstruction is taking shape, but not without problems. Local militias suspected of carrying out arbitrary killings during the vicious civil war in the country are still roaming about with their weapons. One such group is the Zodo. Their presence in the western part of Ivory Coast has become a bone of contention between the Ouattara camp and locals. We have details in this report.
Is the Kokoma district of the city of Douekwe in the west of Côte d'Ivoire. This half-constructed building houses the Dozos, traditional hunters from the north who today are without their rifles. They have cards showing they belong to the Brotherhood. They are suspected of participating in the killings of March 2011, in which more than 800 people died. The Dozos deny any involvement and are critical of the attitude of local people who are pro-Gbagbo. They heard a lot of foreigners here, and they are afraid. Today, they're afraid that we're going to settle accounts now, but the Dozos have done nothing. Now that peace has returned, the Dozos have security-oriented jobs in the cities and countryside. Here they survey the roads going to coffee and cocoa plantations. Day and night, they watch all movement, coming and going. They miss nothing. If you see a roadblock over there, it's because people cut off the road. Farm workers could no longer go into the fields. Everyone got together and asked the Dozos to provide security on the roads. Now everyone can go to work. The Dozos have always done this work as long as people provide for them. After 10 years of crisis and their involvement with the rebels, now they appear to be working for the army with no legal basis. If these people are ruling the roads with guns in hand, the locals are going to be afraid, for sure. The question arises about the role of the government. Strict measures should be taken so the dozos can leave. Then regular security forces will be able to take over. But behind the security problem, there is a conflict over land. For many years, local landowners have been selling or giving away their plantations to newcomers, whose numbers are growing. A growing population and shortage of land have today become a fast-cooking recipe for trouble.
Sports is next after this short break. Welcome back. The head of the Gambia Football Association's Technical Training Center in Yundum says he is optimistically looking forward to the completion of works on a multi-million-dollar artificial turf in January 2012. Bakari Terema Dahaba was speaking while inspecting ongoing works at the Technical Training Center. Our Babakar Senghor reports the successful completion of the works on the artificial turf will massively boost grassroots football's development in the country.
And for the right reasons. A range of programs meant to improve the institutional development of Gambian football dominated the yearly calendar. With the year coming to an end, the GFA is posing to end it on a high, with the construction of an artificial turf at the National Technical Training Center in Yundum. Building an ultra-modern turf at the training center is sought to give the technical home of the Gambia Football Association and provide the country with a proper complex ready to give its football-hungry youths a home to hone their skills.
If the turf is ready, this is going to help us in our Catch Them Young program, that is to host the younger ones here and do a perfect training as we will wish. So it's really going to help us a long way to develop our youth teams, to the national side. Construction
work is in advanced stage, with officials hopeful of completing works in early 2012.
At the moment, we've gone too far. The artwork, we've gone almost 80% through. I think possibly in the next 3 weeks, we'll finish with the surface, that's the artwork. Then we'll be thinking of laying down the turf. So you've seen it yourself, the engineers are on the ground and the site manager, but I think they promised possibly mid of January they will be through. They started the job in August, but because of the rains, they had some delays. But as of now, they forcing the work, so they're expediting it, so that by mid of January, they will be ready and they will put down the turf on the surface.
After administering the construction of the center, officials of the Gambia Football Association will be eager to see the completion of the construction of this artificial turf ahead of a busy 2012 year. For Grts Sport, this is Babakar Senghor.
And before we take leave of you, a recap once again of our headline-making stories. The Gambia government is set to convene a high-level consultative conference with Gambians in the diaspora in a bid to increase their active participation in the country's development initiatives. The chairman of the Joint Operations Center, Major General Seiko Sekan, has said that the security of the country is anchored on ensuring a sound and disciplined armed and security services. Senegalese musicians have joined the intense and spiraling debate over the legitimacy of President Watt's controversial third-term bid. And a horrific boat accident has left at least 8 people dead and scores missing in Kenya's tourist resort of Lamu. You can follow those stories and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. That brings us to the end of the edition of news. Thanks for keeping us company and do enjoy the range of our interesting programs. Until then, my name is Abubakar Dabo.